What's up with it?
What's happening, YouTube? This your boy G Money 290 coming back at you with another video. All right, so today we talking about WandaVision episode 6. Man, they showing out with this show. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so it pops off Halloween episode. Quick Vision's downstairs playing with Billy and Tommy. And Wanda come downstairs with her outfit from the comics. Look nice and everything. Then Vision pops up downstairs with his comic book costume as well. And man, it's great. It's good. I love when they bring out different stuff from the comics. It's pretty cool. And Quicksilver eventually runs. I think he ran with Billy. I think it was Billy or Tommy, one of them. He ran and put his costume from the comics on. And I was like, man, that's what's up. So pretty much everybody's getting ready to go trick-or-treating. And Vision was like, yeah, I'm a part of the neighborhood watch staff and I'm going to do that. And Wanda look at him and like, hey, we all going trick-or-treating. That's not a part of. Then she kind of stopped herself and was like, oh, okay. So, you know, we all know Vision is realizing something is not right. So basically he used this time to go investigate and see what's going on around the neighborhood. So Wanda, Quicksilver, Billy, and Tommy, they end up going trick-or-treating. And throughout this scene, you can tell Wanda is kind of suspicious about Quicksilver, because she basically bringing up different memories they had in their childhood, and he don't really know them, or he telling the scenario, but it's not how it went. So she kind of suspicious about what's going on here. And you know, throughout this episode, Quicksilver is using, you know, his superhuman ability to run fast and everything. So he looks like the Quicksilver from the MCU in terms of his abilities. And he got the face of the Quicksilver from the Fox, but my opinion, this is not the real Quicksilver. Somebody is behind this, because it gets to a point where he's starting to interrogate her. He asking a whole bunch of questions. You know, where these kids come from and how did you do it? He asking a lot of questions. I'm like, why are you asking all these questions?
Asking all them questions.
And then when she asked him questions, instead of him answering it, he deflecting it with other questions to her. So I'm just like, well, what's going on here? So on the outside of the hexagon with Sword, director Hayward, he ended up kicking Darcy, Monica, and Jimmy. He ended up kicking them off the base, because basically Howard is trying to paint this picture that Wanda is hostile and we need to take her out with any means necessary. So they don't agree with it. So he kicked them off the base. And basically they end up infiltrating Sword by, you know, changing their outfits, beating up a couple agents, changing their clothes, and they went inside some facility to try to kind of let Darcy go in her little hacking mode. And so we get back to Vision. Vision is, you know, he's walking around the neighborhood, and he's seeing glitches and he's seeing odd stuff. Like he went to this one couple house, and the wife she's putting up Halloween decorations, but it's glitching. And as she continues to do it over and over and over, you can see a tear coming out of her eye. So basically, from what they've gave us so far, Wanda is running this whole thing, and these people are stuck here. So he continued to go around the city. They get to the point where you see a lot of the neighbors are froze. And we all know he's looking like, what is going on here? So he ends up changing into his natural state, and he hovers above the neighborhood and sees that a car was stuck somewhere. And when he go to investigate, it's Agnes. She's in the car and she's kind of stuck too, and he kind of brings her out of the Wanda spell, and she was like, basically like, oh, hey, Vision, you came here to rescue us, etc., etc. And he was like, yeah, I'm coming here to rescue you, but who are the Avengers? So, Vision doesn't remember anything from his from the past. And basically Agnes was like, you're dead. And she kept saying it multiple times, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. So I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? So Vision snaps her back into it. She does a U-turn, go back in, and Vision is going towards the edge of the hexagon. So we snap back to Darcy, Monica, and Jimmy, and they are investigating. She's doing a little hacking ability. Come to find out, it seems like Sword is more focused on Vision, because it seems like they have a track on him. They focus more on Vision than he is Wanda. And Monica was like, she basically, she's trying to get back into the hexagon, but Darcy tells her like, no, you don't need to go back in the hexagon, because the hexagon done change your DNA. So I figure, my theory is this is a small origin story to her character Futon in the comics, and I think that's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna fully flesh her out. I think she probably gonna get fleshed out more in Captain Marvel 2, but I think this is a small origin story. And my opinion about this whole scenario of her getting forced out of the hexagon by Wanda and then it's changing her DNA, I believe they are setting this up to be the reverse storyline of House of M. House of M, Wanda said no more mutants, she got rid of all the mutants. I think this is going to be the total reverse. She's actually going to bring mutants into the MCU, and we're going to see X-Men. Eventually we're going to see Fantastic Four. But they, everybody kind of like, but Marvel is not, they not, from the last 10 years that we saw up until Endgame, they had so many Easter eggs to different characters that eventually came up. So we not done. We not done. We paying attention to every little thing. And let's get back to Vision. Vision eventually goes outside of the hexagon, and it seems like as he's going out, some type of force is trying to force him to stay in. Pretty most likely Wanda, but as he came out, he had the Infinity Stone in his head, and I was like, what? So it's just weird, because I'm like, when Thanos killed him, he snatched it out of his head. So I don't know. It seemed like these abilities Wanda having, she is like, whatever happens inside might be a possibility it can happen on the outside as well, or I don't know. It's crazy. So I think it was Billy. Billy told me one of them. He sensed that his father's in trouble, and he tells Wanda, and Wanda eventually pause everything inside the hexagon, and she expands it. And when she expands it, it pretty much expanded over the sword base, and basically turned the whole sword base into a damn circus. So it's like, wow, that's funny. That's funny. And Darcy, they end up handcuffing her when she was trying to help Vision when he came outside the hexagon. They end up handcuffing her to one of the vehicles, so she got pulled into the hexagon as well. Monica and Jimmy was able to, to get past it. Dr. Hayward, he was able to stay outside the hexagon too, and that was basically the end of the episode. And some of the other stuff I want to pick up on is like I said, Monica DNA chain. I think she's gonna be photon. I think this is gonna be the reverse story of House of M, meaning that Wanda gonna eventually bring the mutants into the MCU. That way we'll get to see X-Men. So happy for that. And Monica also said the engineer that she was talking about in episode 5 should be arriving. He said he'll be arriving like another hour or so. So I think we might see him in the next episode. I'm wondering who that is, but we're gonna see. But I feel like Wanda is controlling it, but I think it's some other stuff going on. Either Agnes, there's Quicksilver, because he asking a lot of goddamn questions. And I forgot the other lady name that they said that Agnes told her that was in charge of everything. We haven't seen her recently, so I'm kind of like, where is she at? So ready for episode 7. This episode was great. I'm gonna give this episode a 10 out of 10. Because it was just good all the way around. It was just good all the way around. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. But y'all hit me up in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Let me know some of y'all theories of what y'all think is gonna happen moving forward. And I'm out of here. Peace.